The Facebook timeline is your timeline. It's the timeline of your life. Now, you remember in the old days, people used to keep journals? You know, today I went to milk the cow. Well, today you'd be taking a picture of you next to the cow and put it up on your Facebook timeline. And then your friends will see the picture, they'll comment on it, you'll tell people the name of the cow, and this becomes part of, remember in high school you had that permanent record? They always, is this going to be on your permanent record? Well, your timeline is your permanent record, although you can delete things from it. You keep a record and your family can see what you're doing, which is great. It's a way to share your life with your friends and family without having to write 100 letters a month. Of course it's safe to post the correct pictures on Facebook. Now, I don't want you to post pictures you wouldn't want your grandmother or your mother to see. I mean, really? You don't want to embarrass yourself, right? So use your good sense, use your spidey sense. I mean, would you want your boss to see this picture? It's a public venue. You want your pictures to be G-rated. You want it to be your timeline on the web. You want to be able to look back at it and say, yeah, that was a fun time we had, and not be embarrassed by something you foolishly put online. Because those pictures are indexed, they will show up online. People can just take a screenshot of something you've posted and share it elsewhere. It has nothing to do just with the privacy protections of Facebook. Once they're online and somebody views them, they can share them. Twitter is more immediate. Twitter is fun. Twitter is a constant conversation, and if you tell me you don't have time to be on Twitter, because I know you're really busy, right? So you don't have time to be on Twitter. I call Twitter, you remember telephone? You played telephone when you were a kid? So I'll talk to somebody on Twitter. I'll leave a comment. The next day they'll answer. The next day I answer. And this conversation can go back and forth, maybe 2 responses a day, 1 response a day, and we keep a conversation going. It's all about engagement. Twitter is a way to engage with people, and it's fun. And also to share news stories, to share interesting things with other people you know. I mean, I read the news every night before I go to sleep, and I set up a bunch of really interesting news stories that I want to share. And I really hope that I'm online because I schedule them to tweet. And if I'm online, I can discuss it with people, or I'll discuss it with them later. Like I said, it can be a game just like telephone. You don't want to distract yourself from doing business. Learn how to do business first. Let that be your primary goal, because you only have so much time in the day. Once you've got that, and you figure you can have your business working just fine, start with social media. And don't make it self-referential. And by that I mean, when you have an online business, don't be talking about yourself and what you're selling constantly. Maximum, make that, when we're talking about Twitter or even Facebook, 1 out of 6 mentions. All your other mentions need to be either conversational, sharing, but not broadcasting. They talk about the, social media humble, which is people talking about themselves. That's pretty much the same thing as just blatant marketing. And honestly, that kind of marketing is not going to work in the 21st century. You know, when I was researching my social media commerce book, it was because I wanted to extend my online business. And I must admit, and I will tell you here and now, that social media has increased my business online. Bottom line, completely. It really works. But it only works because, like I say, fish where the fish are. Go where your customer is. Right now, Google Plus demographics, kind of more male, more high tech. If that's not your customer, if you're selling stiletto shoes, that's not your customer. They may like the pictures, but the bottom line, spend your limited time where your customer hangs out.